Hello, good evening. Here we are, part 3. Let's do this. Mass Effect, Legendary. Resume. FemShep, Insanity. Where are we at? We are on the deck of the Normandy. We are now a Spectre. We have our own stealth warship. Yeah, it's time to go and do our first sort of main mission on the track of Saren. Sorry if you hear scratching and snuffling in the background. I'm blaming the dogs on that one. Got both of them here with me today. They're pretty tired. They've had a good walk. So hopefully no barking. Alright, let's galaxy map it. That's not the button I wanted. Zoom out. Okay. Citadel, let's get out of that place. Okay, so that, if I remember rightly, is bringing down the sky, which I didn't used to have, so that'll be an interesting one. Also Nebula and Averia, that is where we meet and deal with Matriarch Benezia, which I don't think we want to do until we've got Liara. Feros is so that's the Thorium. Let's do Liara. Let's go and get Liara. Where is she? Don't recall. I want to do the planet scanning later. Might be this one. Let's go with that one. When I've got proper decryption and electronics, so that I can definitely get everything, because there's nothing more annoying than dropping down to a planet, finding some artifact in the middle of nowhere on the Mako, finding that I don't have anyone with enough skill set to unlock it. Which is frustrating, because it means you've got to go back to a world. You can't just do a star system and then move on. So let's see. This one either. I'm hoping I'll remember the planet name when I get there. That's the one we're after, right, okay. Metal-rich asteroid. Survey, platinum, marvellous. Look in there. Jump medallion. Honestly, I think every single time I've done this game, which is several times, I've gotten, if not all, the vast majority of the metal and gases and you could roll medallions. I'm not really sure what they get you, except I think a special conversation with everyone's favourite idiot. What is his name? It's just jumped out of my head. Oh, for goodness sake. What's his name? I want to say Connor, that's not his name. Guy in the Citadel. Conrad Werner. So it turns out he's not actually quite the idiot that he's portrayed to be. And in later Mass Effect games you find out he like some sort of astrophysicist doctorate or something that had wrote a paper on this stuff, and he can give quite a lot of information on it, which is quite funny. So yeah, that's that. Rex. Right, so what's it going to be? Is it going to be Rex, Garrus? Rex and Tali's fairly balanced. Tali's got tech skills. Rex is a bit of a biotic. Could use a bit more biotic, but you know. Mind you, Tali's a close ranger. Let's not. We might use Tali again later, but for now it's just the dream team. When in doubt, Garrus and Rex. Right. Be interesting to give a crack at this mage.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Well, that's new. We've got front boosters and up boosters. Nice. It's already got better physics. The Mako was a bit of a joke back in the day. People loved it. Well, some people loved it. It was always a bit floaty, you say? Overly floaty. That's a generous description. It had very odd physics, to be honest. Still has pretty odd physics, to be fair, but some allowances can be made. It's a lot better. I'm making you car sick, Garrus. Well, we're in the right place. Damage the shields a little bit, but nothing serious. Good to know what we can and can't take in this thing these days. God, it's still a bit like, still a bit floaty, but it is better. Finding this. This is a lot easier on the mouse. Oh.
Only a fool punches a knapsack in the mouth. We should sneak around and pull its tail.
Okay, Rex. Bit unlike you, but we'll go around the side. I wonder what it is up there that's registering on the old radar. Okay. It's got a bloody rocket launcher right there. Garrus, you get yourself a new Omni tool. Congratulations. Ooh. Tech. This is not better, so we do have squad points. He looks funny with a helmet. Never noticed that before. Okay, that's just silly Garrus. Yep, you look ridiculous with helmets, so we're not doing that. We all look silly in Mass Effect 1 with helmets, don't take it personally. I mean, that's a personal decision. Personally, I think that looks stupid, but, you know. Stuff! Phasic rounds. Phasic rounds bypass shields, but do less damage. I'll be honest, like, I don't have a lot of use for them, generally. Except... tungsten are good. It's basically as anti-synthetic. And anti-personnel are quite good. And I always use flame rounds later on. They're quite good as well. Good for, in the later games, they're good for burning through armor. Garrus, you should be using your assault rifle. Your assault rifle? Your... what's that rifle? Sniper rifle. That's why you have a good sniper rifle. Speaking of which, do I have to double check that I have a decent... I like the, no, I like the accuracy. We're keeping that. Just wondering, damage is a lot less, accuracy much better. I'm not sure what my sort of secondary weapon is going to be as I progress through this playthrough. It may be with the legendary leveling that I don't have to, you know, that I can sort of skill up with more than 2, but usually I tend to stick to 2. So sniper rifles, pistols are useful. Shotguns, I've never been that good at close range in Mass Effect 1. Loved it in 3. As a Vanguard in 3. You know, ooh, don't fall in the lava. That was instant death back in the day. I don't know if it still is, but let's not find out. Cheeky armature's got me. I have to say, this is better, but I'm still not going to be anyone's. I'm still not going to be the world's biggest fan of it. Ooh. Ah, move! Move, move, move! Again, I've definitely found this sort of thing easier. In the... Dealt with him, even though I'm pretty sure he fired that thing through the rock at me at one point. But, whatever. Whatever. We were still victorious. That is all that matters. Yeah, I did find this a lot easier with mouse and keyboard, I have to say. PC version. A bit weird that it goes where the turret goes. It's not how tanks work. So, I can see why they do it that way, but reasonably sure that wasn't how it worked in PC in the original. I might be wrong. It has been a while, but I don't recall having that problem before. Still, we're getting through. Still, nothing's too damaged here. Ooh. You're not burning the get up, are you? Good. He did. Oh, jeez. Can't help but sort of... Okay. We're done with that for a minute. Let me have a quick drink of the tea here. Okay. What's me done? Splattered out behind me. Yeah, Garrus with his sniper rifle. accidentally put radioactive rounds on my... I think I have, haven't I? Well, I'm getting some good stuff here. Yeah, I don't want radioactive rounds or phasing rounds or anything. I want them. Ah! That wasn't supposed to happen. Ooh. Clear. Dealt with. Ooh. Yeah. Finish this tea before we deal with the next bit. Dear me, right, shield generators. Sounds like a good plan, to be honest. What have we got here? We've got 20% shield recovery versus first aid, 2%. I'm going with the shield regenerator. Still don't have a better. I suppose we could go heat sink on. I suppose. So that's 7% max accuracy. It was permanent weapons. To be honest, that would be better, wouldn't it? Because if I get that, the sighting would improve my accuracy back to what my current one is, but the damage goes up considerably, and so does the shots. So yes, going with that. Still not quite as good, but in accuracy terms. But I do need to learn to use more powers. I'm terrible for that. He likes his shotgun, doesn't he, Rex? Okay, fine. Let's get it all done. Spider Geth does whatever a Spider Geth does. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Well, Rex, you suck, mate. Wow, they're both dead already. I guess we're feeling the whole... Ooh, not good, not good, not good. the gel's wide. Good to remember that. Jeez, those stalkers are a nightmare. Die please, die please. Shit! Well, there's death number one. To be fair, I wasn't doing a great job there. It didn't help that Rex like immediately died. I mean, get. Jesus. What the hell? What the hell? Okay. Jeez, they're much more. I'm embarrassing myself. I've never had them approach me like that before. That's not good. Whoa! What hit me there? Was that a sniper? Jeez. Did they make this harder, or have they just ramped it up at this point to... Stop, stop, stop. Shit me. These guys are real pain in the arse. Finally. Hey, wait, what? There's how many on the map? Jeez. Yes, I know, I do.
Gel deployed.
Remind me on my next level up to get some unity so I can bring my useless squad mates back to life. Come on. matter of time now, come on, we all know it's true. For goodness sake. About frickin' time. I get it. You're scared. Well, that was a bit more of a chore than it should have been, shouldn't it? Wasn't it, boys? Hmm?
All patched up.
All patched up indeed. Goodness. Right. Oh, that was more difficult than I expected, to be honest. Now starting to have that sort of feeling that maybe I'm not quite good enough for Legendary, but hey. Perseverance. We made it. I think the teller will be when we're at the end of this mission. We have... For goodness sake. We have, what was I saying? At the end of this we have this mission, we have a little face-to-face with a Krogan battle master, which I don't recall struggling with before, but you know, I don't recall ever having that problem with the armature either. So we'll see.
Sterile white. Protheans sure build things homey.
Garrus. Really?
Hello? Could somebody help me? Please?
Hello, Liara. Please, somebody help me.
Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
Are you okay? What happened to you?
Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side. I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
How did you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth, beyond the veil! I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please!
We'll find some way to help you.
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
Okay. Are you dead yet?
Send me back in.
Send me back in. For God's sake, Garrus. Why do you keep getting your ass kicked? Garrus, why aren't you using your sniper rifle? This is an ideal snipery time. Maybe I should have been an infiltrator. Seem to be doing a lot better with my sniper rifle than with my assault rifle at the moment. Containment cells. Any goodies in here? Yep. Lovely. Heatsink. Okay. Did I just accidentally give myself a... Yes, better assault rifle. Definitely good.
All patched up.
Yep, did not mean to press that button, but hey. Right then. A, X, A, X, B, A, X, B, A, X, B, Y, A, X, B, Y, Y, A, X, B, Y, A, X, B, Y, X. Job done. Oh, we made a hole.
Oh, how did you get in here? I didn't think there was any way past the barrier.
We have to get you out of here before more Geth arrive.
Yes, you're right. I've seen enough of them to last a lifetime. That button should shut down my containment field.
Well, if you've seen enough of them to last a lifetime, it's probably not ideal if you join up with me then, is it? Because we're going to be seeing a lot of those guys.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here. Come on.
See how we
still
do with...
cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Saren's looking for the conduit. You're a Prothean expert. Obviously, he wants you to help him find it.
The conduit, but I don't know.
What the hell was that?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event.
Uh-oh.
We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
If I die in here, I'll kill him.
don't have time to deal with this idiot. Charge!
I like your attitude.
Right, everyone shoot that guy.
Shell deployed.
Oh, bother. He came up and shot me in the back, the team. Right. Okay.
Kill.
Did have.
Spare the Asari. No, doesn't matter.
Huddle up!
Where's the bugger? Garrus. No way, he was right. Ah, you lucky sod. Sorry, but that was bullshit. I had him. He had almost nothing left, the cheeky sod. No way! What was that? Gave me this little love tap on the back of the head and I just die. Come on. You can do this. You can do this, Shepherd. I believe I might be
Kill him. Spare the Asari.
showing myself off as someone who is not quite good enough, frankly, to be okay. No, no, no. Okay, we've dealt with the Kraken. Let's just take our time and deal with these individuals. Jesus Christ, guys, can you... Oh, man. That took longer than it should have. Still, we got that. How many deaths was that? I'll count it up and add it to the chat. It's only fair to show off my failures as well as my successes. Today I learned that on Insanity, a Shepherd cannot take the slightest of love taps from a Krogan Battlemaster, which, to be fair, if you think about the lore, is probably fairly accurate.
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
He's a jerk. Oh, I'm too nice.
Joker pulled our asses out of there. I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
Just how old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Damn! I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours, but among the Asari, I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves.
No.
Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
Did your research turn up anything interesting?
What is interesting is what I did not turn up. There is remarkably little archaeological evidence of the Protheans, and even less that might explain why they disappeared. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
What cycle? What are you talking about?
The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines, the Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions? Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You
Well,
must
I have
be
a greater
remarkably
mind.
strong-willed, Commander.
This isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Of course, you're right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And
Really?
my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
Aw, Rex being nice to his Asari friend.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
Aw.
When was the last time you ate or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
We can talk again after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Yeah. Yeah, okay,
Patch him
fine.
through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
We've received your report,
Hanging up on
Commander.
these guys
I
is such a
understand
pleasure.
Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
The Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
The council are kind of dicks. It has to be said. It is quite fun to hang up on the sods when they're being all snarky like that, especially the Turian. Right, we better do the rounds, have a chat with our peeps.
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. Recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
We know that, Joker.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolich syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shin bone.
It's hilarious.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy. Even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
Joker, you're awesome.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
Alright, see ya. Okay. That's Joker dealt with. What did I miss there? Nothing. Navigator Presley. Come on in.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, ma'am, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school. Following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were one of the first reinforcements to arrive at Elysium after the Blitz hit. Those raiders were no match for an Alliance frigate. Of course, the only reason the colony was still standing was because of you, Commander. I can't believe you held out as long as you did.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Good to know.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Carry on, Presley. Let's head downstairs, have a quick chat with the team. Always worth doing this, even if it seems like a bit of a nause. When you're playing through yourself, take the time to chat to your peeps. Reaps all sorts of rewards.
Commander, do you have a minute?
I always make time for my officers.
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. I mean, it's funny, we finally get out here, and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
Well, well. You're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Malenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or, you know, for justice. Or maybe I was a romantic in the beginning, but I thought about it after brain camp. Biotic acclimation and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream. I just want to do some good. See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about him.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp.
Brain camp.
Hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. Bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
And you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. Like you, I guess. Ma'am.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. Anyway, this was supposed to be a casual debrief, not a bull session about stuff that happened years ago.
We have to depend on each other in combat. I like knowing what kind of man I have at my back.
I understand, ma'am. I won't let you down. You, make a habit of getting this personal with everyone?
Of course. But I don't enjoy it with everyone. We'll talk again later.
I'll need some time to process that, Commander. But, yeah, I'd like that.
Literally, no matter what you say.
Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Dr. Tassoni. She seems nice enough. I mean, if you like the bookish sort.
We'll talk later, Kate.
I think do you will just encourage him. And let's be honest, he doesn't need encouragement, does he? Oh, horny old Caden. Hey Doc, how we doing? Liara.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up...
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Okay, so I haven't mentioned this, but if anyone watching wants to set a preference or an interest in me romancing any of these characters, let me know. I have to say, I mean, I've done several playthroughs, so Liara and Caden, neither one of them particularly interest me. I'm quite happy to do it. I tend to try and pick a new person each time, so I was going to wait till Mass Effect 2 before I pick a romance, but
sounds dangerous.
I'll string them along, and if anyone has an opinion, you know, whack it in the comments.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau. I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
A really interesting idea, actually, the Asari. Well, we'll hear about it, but I really like them. Of all the races, I think they're probably my favourite. Not for the obvious reason.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
That's disgusting. It's not really, is it? I mean, come on, that's perfectly reasonable.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits onto our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
It's an interesting idea.
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
Benezia never told you her partner's name?
Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood. Though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face, it is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
That doesn't seem likely, does it? But I'm sure we'll find out in the future.
Maybe she wanted to meet you but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
I should go.
Fascinating. Laters. Right. We're not done yet, I'm afraid. We've got to go downstairs. We've got to deal with... have a little chat with Rex. Garrus, of course. Got a racist lady down here. We've got a
Hey,
requisitions
Commander.
offer.
Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
Not right now, thanks.
No problem.
Maybe I should check. Come on in.
Looking for supplies?
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Oh, I just want those good guns. But I don't have 304,000 credits. But I'm starting to rack it up, aren't I? What have we got here? Shotguns, assault rifles, heavy armor, medium armor, light armor. Nothing to buy just yet. Garrus?
Nice work out there. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate it.
Yeah. To be fair, I get your point, Garrus. I mean, like, generally speaking, I agree that rules are there for a reason and procedures are a good thing. But, it doesn't make a lot of sense that the police, in this case, or CSEC, you know, have to investigate someone who's literally able to redact their whole life, so therefore, you know, police have got no jurisdiction over them.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Don't take it to heart, Garrus. I think you're awesome in every way. Hey, Rex.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
It's true, she will talk your ear off.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Big deal.
Yeah, they tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Oh dear.
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey, want me to ask her about her sex life? Might be illuminating.
That's between you and her.
Scuttlebutt says otherwise. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was hoping to get a minute of your time. Off the record.
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies.
Well...
Humanity, I mean, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the Council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
No.
You got a pessimistic view of the universe, Williams.
A pessimist is what an optimist calls a realist. Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really.
Yeah, it kind
Members of their
is.
species will always be more important to them than humans are.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, ma'am. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation at a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
You're lucky. I lost my family on Mindoir. Are you related to anyone I'd have heard of?
Couldn't say, Commander. I read about Mindoir. The Alliance screwed the pooch on that one. Should have had a bigger garrison. Is that why you're out here? To take the fight to the pirates?
No. The future of humanity is out here. There's so much we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I still remember my first field exercise on Titan. When we hit mud, the reality hit me. I'm the first person who ever stood here. Then my drill instructor kicked me in the ass. I went face first into the muck. He spent the next 5 minutes chewing me out for gold bricking.
Don't tell me you had Gunny Ellison. He's the only one who uses that word to describe shirking duty.
Oh, Lord. You went to the Macapog boot camp, too? Yeah. Gunny Ellison's still reaming out recruits down there. Kicking ass and using words like inveigle and pusillanimous.
Okay. Well, get over it. You have to work with aliens.
Alright, I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're gonna have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
I don't think kissing Turians will be necessary.
You never know, Commander.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
I don't think... Well, to be fair, it's Garrus. I mean, damn. You could do a lot worse than kissing Garrus, let's face it. Engineer
Hey, Commander,
Adams.
you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a
Your
month on
guys are
board,
standing
she'll know
right
more
there,
about our
dude.
engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Carry on, Adams.
Yeah, it kind of was. Alright, brace yourselves, everyone. Tally talks.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard.
A lot.
I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
That was a while ago.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
Yes.
What did you do?
It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
So, yeah, they kind of did. They said, "Do I have a soul?" and you went, "Die."
Hey, you can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exile, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move.
Nearly there.
Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, Incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births. Though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as
I'll
a
tell you
whole.
what, every time we
On
do
matters
this,
that affect an individual
I kind of
ship,
feel like
however,
I'm
the
going through
captain has the final
Tolkien's,
say.
you know,
It's a tradition
full
that dates
language
back
of
to
the
the
elves.
early
It's a bit
days,
like,
when the fleet was governed by
it's
martial
interesting
law.
to know what the Quarians are all about,
Fortunately,
but
most
really we don't
captains
need to know
nowadays
their
are smart enough to
government
have an
and
elected
politics, do
council
we?
from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Okay.
I should go.
I should go.
See you later.
Definitely want to go now. Right, we've talked to everyone. We are technically ready for the next mission, but that said, there's planet scanning to do. I don't know. Do you guys want to see that? I think I will probably record it. Whether I upload it or not, maybe. Maybe I'll put it as a sort of a part 3.5 or something. So this is part 3, so maybe 3.5 will just be a side recording of planet scanning and sort of the completionist-ish bits. And then part 4 will be a mission. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes and whether anything interesting happens in it. But generally speaking, the planets are pretty standard. Like each system has a couple of solar systems. You go there, you know, you scan a few planets. Of 5 planets orbiting a star, one of them will have a League of One medallion, one of them will have some minerals, and one of them you'll be able to land on and drive around the Mako, and there'll be some Geth or some pirates or some whatever. So it's quite good, but I don't know. Leave a comment if you want to see it. It is part of the game. Maybe I should be showing you all, showing you it all. But hope you're enjoying it. Any feedback, please comment, like, subscribe. Feedback, as I've said in previous parts, I do plan to move into streaming as I get settled. I'm about to move house, so now's not really the time, but I will be getting better kit, better microphone, better camera, and setting up my office so that I can stream properly. For now, that's not quite possible, so I'm recording and I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, so next main video will be either Neveria or Pharos. Neveria is dealing with Matriarch Benezia. Pharos is the Thorian. So that's the next sort of 2 main missions. So if anyone's got any preference on which one I do next, please drop a comment. There's also a question of which squad mates to take. So if I do Neveria, it's generally best to take Liara, because we're dealing with her mother and you get extra dialogue on that. But it's not It's not necessary, you don't have to, but it's always interesting to get the extra dialogue. So, yeah, leave comments, let me know what you think. But for now, I think we're done. Thanks for joining me, and I'll hopefully see you at the next part. Take care now.